Okay, so today we're going to have a look at rearranging formula, and there's more advanced questions towards the end, but at the start we're just going to have a look at how to change the subject of some simple equations. So as usual, if you're stuck or do have any questions, feel free to drop in the comments or email me up on this email. But yeah, let's get started. So as a starter, what I'd like you to do is make x a subject of the formula. So make it like x equals. Each of these needs to become x equals. And a clue to be able to do this is to just undo the x slowly, but keep the same rules that you've learned in algebra. So keep the equal sign always in line, use inverse operations, and try to keep the equations balanced. So have a go. Okay, so here what we're doing is we want to make x a subject of the formula. So we want to isolate the x, but right now a 6 is added to it. So to get the x by itself, we're going to take away 6. But remember, we always do the thing on both sides. We need to keep the equation balanced. So we need to do the y minus 6 also. So on the left-hand side, we're going to have y minus 6. On the right, we're just going to have x because 6 minus 6 is 0. So you've made x a subject of the formula. So the answer to the first question is x equals y minus 6. Next one, again, you've got a minus 2 here, so you'll add 2 to both sides. So on the left, you're going to have y plus 2, and on the right, it's just going to be x, because minus 2 plus 2 is 0. So the answer to the second one is x equals y plus 2. Next one, if you want to get x by itself right now, remember 7 is being times by the x, and so we need to divide it by 7. So left and right. Left divided by 7 just gives us x because this becomes 1. And on the right, we've got y over 7. So the answer to this is x is equal to y divided by 7. And the last one, x is being divided by the 2, so we'll times by 2 on both sides. And so we'll get x equals 2 times 8 is just 16. So the answer to the last one is x is equal to 16. So that's not really a rearrangement, but you get the idea. So changing the subject of simple formulas requires that same process. So here you're just trying to make x the subject of the formula. You want to undo everything that's attached to the x. So first of all, to get the 2x by itself, we'll add 3 on both sides. That will give us y plus 3 equals 2x. And then you're going to divide by 2 on both sides. Okay, now we still have the 2 times the x. So the x isn't by itself completely because it's times by 2. And so we're going to divide the x by 2 to get rid of that 2. And so now we've got the x by itself. So y plus 3 over 2 equals 2x over 2, which just becomes x because 2 divided by 2 is just 1. So we've made x the subject of the formula. So we can write it as x equals y plus 3 all over 2. Sorry, that's kind of gone off. Okay, so now have a go, pause the video and make x the subject of this formula. So here it's a minus 9, you're going to add 9 on both sides, slowly undo everything. You'll get y plus 9 equals 3x. And then you're going to divide both sides by 3 to get the x by itself. And so we get x equals 3 divided by 3, it's just 1. So 1x, or x equals y plus 9 all over 3. So that is the answer, that you've made x the subject of this formula. Okay, so here's some more examples that you can have a go at. Pause the video and try them before looking at the answer. So here you're going to take away 8 from both sides, then you'll get 3x equals f minus 8 and divide by 3. So x will be f minus 8 divided by 3. So that is your answer. That is x as the subject of the formula. On the right here, you do the exact same thing. So plus b, just think of that as a number. You're just going to take away b. Yeah, so it will be ax equals c minus b, and then you're going to divide by a to get x by itself. So divide both sides by a, and then x will, because a divided by a is still going to be 1, anything divided by itself is 1. So you'll have x equals c minus b over a divided by a. The next one here is going to be, it's been all of this is being divided by the 2. So the first thing you need to do is times both sides by 2. So on the left, if you times it by 2, you'll get rid of the denominator. And on the right, if you times it by 2, it'll just give you 2a. And then to get the x by itself, you're going to take away the 3 from both sides. So x will be 2a minus 3. So that is what you are going to do in this case. So I hope you got those right, because now we are going to move on to rearranging more difficult formulas, and we do this using factorising. This can be quite difficult, so have a real go through of this, maybe go through it a few more times if it helps. So in this case, the subject x is appearing multiple times. It's not just coming up once, it's coming up more than once. So here you've got 2x plus ax equals 3. Now pause the video and have a think about how would you get the x to be by itself. And a lot of you might say divide, but it's not divide. So the clue was in the slide previously, it is by factorising. So if I basically take out the x, I can make this into 1x, yeah? If I take out the x using factorising, 2 x's are just going to become 1. So in the brackets, I will have 2 plus a. And remember, this expanded will give us 2x plus ax. So it's good to have watched the expanding and factorising videos before this to make more sense. So this will equal 3. And now brackets just means whatever's outside is being times by everything inside. So x is basically multiplied, that's meant to be a multiplication, by 2 plus a. So you're going to divide by 2 plus a on both sides. So you'll just get 3 over 2 plus a. And that is actually just the solution. You've made x the subject of the formula now. So just as a quick review, what you've got to do is, first of all, you've got to think about what you could do to make the 2 x's that appear on the left-hand side into 1x. So you can do that by factorising. So if you factorise out the x, you'll get 2 plus a, and then x is 3 over 2 plus a. Okay, so have a go, pause the video. Here again, all you are doing is you are factorising out the x. In the brackets, you have a minus b equals d. And so to get the x by itself, you're going to divide by all of this, which is a minus b. So divide both sides by whatever's in the brackets. So that's d over a minus b. And you've made x the subject of the formula doing this. Have a go at this, more difficult. So here you've got to isolate the subject on one side. So try to put the x's together and the numbers together and then factorise. So here what you're going to do is you're going to put the x's both on the left-hand side. So we'll take away ax on both sides. And then you'll get x minus ax plus 1 equals x minus x, so it's just 0 equals 3. And we'll take away the 1 because you just want the x's on this side. So 3 minus 1 is just 2. And now you've got these 2 x's that you can factorise out. And in the brackets, you have 1 minus a equals 2. And then to get the x by itself, it's going to be 2 over 1 minus a. Okay, so x equals 2 divided by 1 minus a. Pause the video, have a go. This is your final example. Do it in the same way as the previous one. Okay, so here you're going to take away cx on both sides. And at the same time, I'm going to take away the b from the d, so d minus b. And then factorize out the x, a minus c equals d minus b. And then the x by itself will be d minus b all over a minus c. So x equals d minus b divided by a minus c. And so you've isolated the subject on one side and the terms on the other side and then factorized. So this is, you only really use this method when you've got x's appearing multiple times, then you can factorize them to make it all appear once. So I hope that made sense. This would make more sense if you watch the factorizing video. But yeah, all right.